Hello YouTube, my name is Isabella and welcome back to my channel Stubbornly Bookish. Today I'm going to be doing a spoiler-free review for The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. This is Riley Sager's anticipated second novel, his first one being Final Girls, which has pretty mixed reviews but is also kind of critically acclaimed. Anyway, The Last Time I Lied follows a woman named Emma who's attempting to put her past behind her. 15 years prior, whilst attending summer camp, all of her bunkmates go missing and nobody sees or hears from them ever again. When she is given the opportunity to come back to the very camp that they went missing in, she jumps on the chance to kind of get closure and to possibly also uncover what actually happened to these young girls 15 years ago. Now, I actually won a Goodreads giveaway for this many months ago, but I never actually got the book in my hands, but Goodreads contacted me, and when I told them that I hadn't actually got it, they got into contact with Random House Canada, and Random House actually very graciously sent me a final copy, which I'm forever thankful for, so thank you both Goodreads and Random House for getting me a copy. I really appreciate it. Now, I'm pretty new to the mystery thriller genre, so there's a couple things that happen in here that I'm not sure if they're just like what typically happens in the genre or if it was not quite totally well done by the author, so you'll have to forgive me there, but other than that, let me get into my spoiler-free review. Now, with the setting and the setup of this novel, I actually really enjoyed it. The way that Emma comes back to this camp could have been incredibly unrealistic, because who really wants to go back to the place where their worst memories have ever happened? Although they might be slightly unwise of a decision, I could see where our character was coming from, and it made sense to how she went and got back there. I really enjoyed the setting, kind of decrepit bit of a rundown camp surrounded by a really dense, creepy, menacing forest. I thought really lent well into the intrigue. With the characters, however, I do think that is where the story is the most lacking, and especially in our main character, Emma. We don't get to know really anything about her other than what is integral to the plot. We get to learn that she is an artist and that she has a best friend and something terrible happened to her when she was young. And I'm not sure if this is a genre thing, with the books being so very focused on what's happening in the now that it doesn't really develop our characters, but with that, I found it kind of difficult to root for her and sympathize with her sometimes, because she just wasn't a fully realized character, and she's basically only a vessel for the story to be told. I think Riley Sager really dropped the ball with Emma's character. And also with the side characters, we don't get to know too much about them either, but I'm a bit more forgiving with that because it is a mystery and characters have to act mysterious, because if you get to know them too much, then they're not threatening and mysterious and red herrings, really. So that I'm a bit more forgiving with, but our main character, Emma, was severely lacking. Now, with the plot, I found it to be very enjoyable, if not super memorable or unique. I feel like this is probably a story that we've seen before, but it didn't stop really the fun and compulsive readability aspect of this story. It has a very straightforward, linear plot, but I think it lends really well for this type of story, and it kept me flipping pages, going through it, trying to figure out what's going to happen and what did happen to those girls. But in terms of the reveals, I was left pretty ambivalent with most of them. Most of them were pretty straightforward, or you could see coming, and then one of the reveals, which I'm trying desperately not to spoil, I think that Riley Sager kind of tries to blow your mind but doesn't really go for it in its entirety, and I think that kind of made it lacking or not as good. I think that could have been fleshed out and developed more and not just kind of thrown in there sort of half-assed. I did quite enjoy his writing style for the most part. I really enjoyed his descriptions of the setting and how our character was feeling. The dialogue could be a bit iffy at times, and there were some really weird lines that I actually wrote down. There was one line saying, well, I might have kissed you back if you were a little bit older, which was weird. And then stuff like, oh, my probable husband if we both weren't into men, and just some weird things that were kind of a little bit like red flags to me. I do think that the addition of flashbacks was an incredibly clever writing choice. I think it actually really helps the pacing of the story because the flashbacks aren't too long. With the flashbacks starting to fill in the gaps to what happened in the past, it did help me and make me want to keep reading and to finally figure out the mystery. All in all, I had a good time with this book. I'm still very new to the genre, so I'm not entirely sure with what to expect. I do think that this read was worth it. I especially think that you'll enjoy this if you liked Pretty Little Liars. There's the element of those big mean teen girls with the flashbacks that I think you'll really specifically enjoy. But if not, I think I would describe this as the perfect summer mystery beach read. It's a pretty straightforward book. The stakes are high enough to keep you reading that I think you could finish it within one or two sittings, which is perfect in my opinion for a beach read. But yeah, other than that, I think I ended up giving it 3 of 5 stars. It was good, but nothing like super mind-blowing. That book did actually genuinely make me want to read more thrillers, which is good because I've always been slightly daunted by thrillers, so that in and of itself is pretty good for me. But I would like to know if you have read The Last Time I Lied and what you thought about it down below. I would also like to thank Random House Canada again for getting a copy of this in my hands. It was super special and very much appreciated by me. But other than that, I think that's it for me today. Thank you, as always, for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!